Hello, this is Roland. Today I just want to take a couple of minutes to mention again what I've been talking about lately, and that is that I can see that today, more than ever before, humans are lost in a trance state. They're in a trance state. When you see them watching, you won't see it yourself in it, but you'll see others in it. Would you like some examples? When you watch people watching television, you'll see that they're gone. They sit there, they don't move, they're watching, or they're munching and watching. See, they're in a trance. Well, people texting, checking their emails, on the internet. Okay? People in a cell phone conversation, they're in a trance. Anybody that makes anything too important. If work is too important. See, it's a one expert on hypnotism, one of the founding fathers of hypnotism, of the field of study of hypnotism, said that he defined hypnotism as a monoideic trance, a one-idea trance. See, so if somebody is stuck on one idea, they only got one thing on their mind. Do you know someone who only has one thing on their mind? I'm sure that's happened to you in the past. You only had one thing on your mind. You wanted to get with your friends, or you wanted to listen to music, or you wanted to buy some music, or you wanted to play basketball or something, okay? Well, that's harmless enough, playing basketball or being with your friends, I guess, if they're decent friends, but you get the idea. So you have one thing on your mind, or you say if somebody has a one-track mind, which is a negative. You say that guy has a one-track mind. That's a pejorative statement, okay, a negative statement. But any time that you fixate on anything, you only have one thing on your mind. Any fixation, you only have one thing on your mind. See, there's something called the myth of multitasking. The brain does not actually multitask. It has one thing on its mind. It may shift from one to another really fast, but at any moment it has one thing on its mind. So a person is in a cell phone conversation, or they're listening to music, or they're texting, or they're surfing the internet, or they're thinking about work, or they're thinking about their problems, or they're thinking about what happened. What happened? Why did she say that? Why did he say that? Or worrying about bills, or about money, or about what they're going to do, or where they're going to live, or worrying about anything, worrying about health problems. See, worry. Monoideic trance, one idea trance, or somebody that's too much into their work. It's too important. It's more important than the family or their health or anything. You can see something unhealthy about that. But some people are into gambling, or they're into sports. It's too important. Winning, too important. Okay? Friends. You see sometimes parents, they see their kids are all caught up with their friends, especially when the friends are no good, or some good for nothing in the neighborhood. It's too important. The parents see this too important. But then parents are guilty of making something too important too. Making homework too important. Just making something too important. Okay. They got a one-track mind, one idea mind. Okay. So a lot of people are sitting around when they're not lost in texting, or in work, or in music, or in food. See, when we're lost in food. See, you may be fixated by what you're reading, or by a text message, checking texts, or checking your emails while you eat. See, or reading while you eat. So your mind is distracted by that, but you're into your eating. You're just totally gone. Okay, into eating, puts you in a trance. See, so while you're in a trance, you find one thing to fixate your mind. Okay, fixate your attention, while the rest of your mind is somewhere else, doing something else, being influenced by the outside. See, that's the whole idea. A hypnotist, for example, will fixate someone's attention, and then he slips ideas in. See, well, but we do that all the time. while you're smoking. So you're smoking, that's the sensations of smoking, see, pull you into the trance. Then while you're in the trance while you daydream away. See? Okay, so there's just so many examples. You know some people that have made something too important. They got caught up with something. Maybe a friend of yours got caught up with some guy, and you said, he's no good for you. Don't go out with him. He's no good. She wouldn't listen. She was caught up with him. See? So what's wrong with this trance state, which we are in most of the day? When you're not lost in something, then you're lost in thinking. Planning, scheming, worrying, reliving the past. See? Fantasizing. Okay? Things like video games and television and video movies, things like that, they just assist you to get lost. It gives you an artificial way of getting lost. And when you don't have that, then you just get lost in your thinking. See? Okay, so what's wrong? Now, what's not good about that? Okay, first of all, you don't see the big picture. See, you're not able to use your higher and highest powers of wisdom, reason. See, good judgment. When you're in your trance, you react emotionally, and then you act upon what's fed into your mind by someone now or in the past, or something, or some suggestion. See, or you just react and just do some random thing. Okay, you always say the wrong thing. When you get angry, you're in a trance. When you get angry, somebody teases. See, the more of it, something is teasing, irritating, exasperating. That pulls us into it. See, it pulls us in. The challenge of it pulls us in. So we get pulled into an argument, for example. And then what? Then you say the wrong thing. Emotions come into play, and then a lower kind of thinking, and just reacting and just saying something that's not right. That's always, who knows where those ideas come from, but they're never good. See, they're always creatively cruel or foolish. Okay? Well, all right. So when you're in a trance, you're also not close to God, and you can't really pray. It's very much connected to your ego. See, when you have an when you have an egotistical point of view, you look at everything from a personal point of view. What's in it for me? What did she say that to me for? Well, why are they being unfair to me? Why is he dissing me? Why? See? Or when people praise you, then you puff up. See? When someone tells you how great you are. See? So it's very much connected. So being pulled into the daydream state of worry or of pleasure is very much an ego thing. So when you look at something with an egotistical point of view, you can't be objective. You're totally subjective. So you fear loss. You desire gain, but fear loss. See? So you make the wrong move. See? Not the wise move. Okay? And you tend to be short-sighted. And a lot of things. And selfish. See? Selfish. So there you have that. So if you pray in this trance, some kind of a trance state, like you're all worried about something, which is what happens. When something happens, then instead of standing back and calling upon your intuition, the inner light from God, a wordless way of knowing. See? Instead, you dive down into a hypnotic state, looking for answers in your mind. Okay? Searching and fumbling around for answers in a hypnotic state, a worried state. See? Well, it's a very selfish state. Anybody that's angry, it's a supreme selfishness, supreme egotism. See? Anger, rage, resentment. The resentful person is very, very egotistical. Very much puffing up in judgment over something. See? All right. So all the ego can do when it's in a trance state is just, mumble words, some recited thing, or the ego can cry out. You know how the ego cries out? When it's because it's afraid of losing its perks, losing advantage, afraid of losing something. So it selfishly cries out, cries crocodile tears. Okay, so that's why it's very hard to pray in that state of mind. It's a state of mind. So to come out of that state of mind, you need to find a state of awareness. You need to come out of hypnosis back to full awakeness, and then have access to awareness, which is where you have access to the inner light, a wordless way of knowing. And then you'll, instead of focusing on the problem with emotions and fixation, then you stand back and then you can see a solution. Okay, so it's very important to come out of the hypnotic state. Now, most people are so used to be in this trance state. See, here's the thing too: you acquire guilt because, see, one of the reasons why we escape into this trance state is because we want to avoid the truth. We don't want to see our failure in life, the foolish things we did when we were in a trance state, the wrong things we said, the beautiful moments that we messed up. See, the things that we missed when we were sitting around lost in thinking and we missed the golden moment. See, the wrong decisions we made, our our failures failure to have love for other people, failure to be patient with other people. Instead, we resented them. See, and our selfishness, where you betrayed your brother or sister, or you betrayed your wife or your husband or your partner. See, for some selfish thing. So we don't want to see that. We don't want to see it in the light of truth, to see our own wrong, our own selfishness and resentfulness and so on. So we want to be down in a trance state. So as long as you don't want to admit the truth, you don't want to face the music, you don't want to see your own wrong, then you will search out the trance state. You'll figure a way to get yourself into a trance state, or you'll look for someone to help you do it. And anything that will pull you away from reality, away from awareness, is what you will subconsciously look for. See? Because you want to avoid the truth. And then you won't like people that are honest, who see you for what you are. You won't like them. So you'll avoid them. You'll like people that lie to you, tell you everything's fine, you're nice, everything's wonderful, it's not your fault. See? You like that. So, but if the day comes that you're willing to face the truth, and you really want to know the truth, well, then you're ready to come up to full awakeness and to then have access to awareness. Okay, and the meditation that I have, very special meditation. See, what it does is it teaches you how to become still, so you can come out of the trance state and be close to the inner light. See? Which is where you want to be. That's where you were when you were a little child, before you were upset, before you were teased and upset, see, and angered and hurt, whatever was done to you as a little child. See, so that's where you want to be, back in reality. See, because you become, when you escape into those daydreams all the time, okay, whether it's worry or whether it's pipe dreams of glory or violence or sex or whatever your fantasies are of, or whether you're worried about the future, which is a false concern, or fearing the future, or resenting the past, or trying to rearrange the past, or thinking about someone who got to you one way or another. See, you become subject to that state of mind, to that kind of thinking. Then your thoughts are in control. You lay down in bed, you can't sleep because your thoughts are whirling. And your thoughts are tricky, and they tell you things that upset you. See, you become subject to them. You give them power. So that's why you want to wake up. Come back to reality where the birds are singing. Be closer to God. And then you'll be able to pray. Because it'll actually be, in that state of mind, it is a prayer. Paul tells us to pray unceasingly. There you are. In reality, you see your weakness, your powerlessness. See, you see that in the past you always huffed and puffed and tried to make things right, and you couldn't. And when you did roll up your sleeves, you made things worse. You see that. And you see that you want to come clean. You want to do the right thing. You don't even know what the right thing is. You see all that. You see your own wrong. So it's very humbling. Okay? So there you are, very humble. And you want to pray. You don't know what to say. See? And you're wrong, but you don't want to be wrong, but you can't make yourself right. Well, there you are. And that humble, quiet state where you're calling upon God, your soul is silently crying to God. And He hears that cry and He answers. He helps you. See? But our ego is so used to jumping in and trying to make things happen. You always have been blocking the light, escaping the light, trying to clean up your own mess. Okay? Now, if you could learn to just, there's a cute joke about the person who went to heaven. When he got to the pearly gates, whoever was opened the door said, well, in order to come in, you have to know the secret password. And the guy said, John 3:16, nope. Corinthians 5:22, nope. Matthew 4:16, nope. So he went along with various verses thinking those might be the password, and finally the guy said, I give up. And the guy at the door said, that's it. That's it. That's the password. See? What did they say? Let go and let God? Okay. Well, you can't do that down in your hypnotic state, because down there it's just an egotistical resignation, throwing in the towel, giving up resentfully. See? No, that's not it. You have to come up to awareness. So you see objectively. See? You see your own wrong, but you see there's nothing you can do about it. You just are wrong. And you cry out to God for help. Okay? And He answers. And that's a true prayer. You didn't even say anything. You just sat there. And it was a true prayer. My name is Roland.